Mokhudu, all the way in Limpopo, South Africa. How are you doing, my angel?
I'm very well. Thank you, Kim. So nice to meet you, finally.
Finally. Oh my gosh, first of all, I have to start with a major congratulations. Top 10 Global Teacher Prize. This is major. How are you feeling?
This is the proudest moment in my life. Yeah, I feel so great. I feel so wonderful. It's like a dream come true.
Honestly, it's so exciting, and we are so excited because you're representing the country of South Africa. Stephen Fry announced you as one of the top 10. How did it feel to hear him say your name?
Firstly, I was shocked. Like, does he really mean me? Or is there another Mokhudu somewhere? Yeah, it was shocking news to me. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it out of words, and I literally cried.
Oh my gosh, I can only imagine. What a surprise. Now that you found out you've made top 10, have you told your friends and family?
Yeah, yesterday we had Zoom meetings with the family. I'm trying to gather all the information so that I can make it into one video. And my cousins have been calling me. My daughter is just over the moon. My kids are just wondering if they really mean me. Do they really mean you, Ma? Is that you?
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you, I'm just reading one of your quotes. It says that you think that it is very crucial to be a teacher and you love it. Can you tell us what motivated you to get into this profession? Because it's so much more than a job, right? Being a teacher is a calling.
Yeah, it's very crucial for me to be a teacher because you see, every day I need to change a life in the classroom. Those kids are looking up to me as their role model to start with. Before I can be a role model to the whole world, there's a child every day who is looking up to me to give them the best they could. So it's very crucial for me because if I can make any mistake of making a child not to have an interest in school, I'm liable. I'm liable to their life being messed up. So that's why I'm saying it's crucial for a teacher. And one of the quotes that I like saying is that it's because I have lives of people bestowed in my hands.
That is so true. I couldn't agree more. You are literally shaping the minds of the future leaders of our country, the future teachers and lawyers and, people that really hold up our country and hopefully will make it better. So it really is that control and power is in your hands. And it's amazing that you acknowledge what a great responsibility it is, because I don't think in South Africa we give our teachers the credit that they deserve,
True. I agree. We have a mammoth task.
Completely. So you've been an educator for many, many years now. Is it possible to point out one of your most proudest moments as a teacher?
One of my proudest moments as a teacher is when I see a child progressing very well in life. When they come back to me to tell me what their lives, that is the most inspiring. I can see there's something I'm doing now. Yeah, this is really what I'm supposed to do.
Sure. So Mokhudu, of those many stories, those success stories of these children that come back to you to tell you what they're doing with their lives, can you think of any that stand out?
Yeah, there's this little boy who was in the class, and academically he was not gifted. He was the oldest of them in the class, and he was just not into learning at all because he realized himself that he is not gifted. I had to engage the parents, and he was an orphan. The auntie came to school, we spoke about his life and what can be done. And the auntie was very positive. And then I took the boy to a skills center where he can learn to do tiling, plumbing, carpentry. Yeah. And today he is one of the boys that do projects at my home. Whenever I have projects of building or anything, I call him, and that's making me so fulfilled.
That's amazing, Mokhudu. It's such a reality that so many children are not academically inclined, cannot concentrate on books, but are gifted in other ways. And so the fact that you've taken it upon yourself to be able to identify those gifts and show the children, yes, maybe books aren't your thing, but this is something you can be great at, and you can earn money and you can find joy and passion in doing that. So that's amazing. More kudos to you. That's incredible.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So it says that you had a very difficult childhood and you were deprived of many things. I know you had to walk many kilometers just to get to school. You had to cross a river. You had no school shoes. You used a rice sack as a school bag. You know, you overcame all of these obstacles and challenges. How does it feel now to be where you are as an educator, providing an education for many young children that may also be going through very difficult circumstances?
I think that path has prepared me to acknowledge that there are people who are struggling out there. And I have taken it upon myself that I'm going to assist them in whatever way. What comes to my mind every time when I see a child who is struggling is a question of, what if they are not like me? What if they are not having that strength to push beyond the boundaries? So I take it upon me to support them, either emotionally, just to be there, to have fun with them. I play with them so that whenever they don't feel like coming to school the following day, and they think that they come for us to play together, we just have to come to school.
That's true. I mean, the harsh reality is that here in South Africa, so many of our children come from very difficult backgrounds. The challenges we face here, other countries maybe cannot relate to. Besides from the poverty, there is a massive increase in gender-based violence against children, rape, just lack of food. These children go home and do not have a meal to eat. So the fact that you can not only provide education, but provide a safe place for them to be kids is so important, because play is so important to development as a child. Right now, we know that the world has turned upside down with this global pandemic. And here in South Africa, we've faced our own challenges. You know, because of lockdown, people are forced to stay at home, not go to work. There has been an increase in violence, gender-based violence, both against, wives and mothers, but also against children. Children aren't allowed to go to school. They're forced to stay at home. And they are facing all these different problems because of this global pandemic named COVID-19. How has it affected you and your learning?
It's tough because we are losing bonds. The bond has broken. Sometimes, like I'm teaching the little ones now, I cannot call them most often. We cannot have our lessons. And the digital divide that is being exposed by the COVID, it's extremely terrible with us. Coming from rural area where the economic background is very, very, very poor, and now the parents don't have enough data. Even if I can create work for learners to work online with me, the parents will complain about not having data to access the lessons. So it's tiring. It's demoralizing inside as a teacher. And now I think it's upon those who are in power. I'm pleading wholeheartedly to try and solve the problem of the digital divide so that we can reach out to the learners. Maybe they can make a platform where we are data-free, dataless a platform where we can engage with the learners time and again, and then we can teach them, we can reach out to them, we can communicate with them, because at the same time, it's not about teaching, support as well, it's needed for them. Yeah. So now, the other day, like now we are back in schools.
Completely. You're amazing. Oh, Mokhudu, the more I talk to you, the more I love you.
Thank you.
Right. I think we're going to go to the final question. The Global Teacher Prize is obviously the most amazing acknowledgement of your contribution to your community, to your children, to your school. What are your thoughts about this amazing initiative, this amazing prize?
This is wonderful. Thanks to the founder, the organizers, the people who have put this into place. I think they did a very wonderful job, because I think as teachers, we need motivation like this one. With all the challenges that we've gone through, I always, my question when somebody asks me, why did you want to become a teacher? I tell them, I never wanted to be a teacher, never. I went to teaching because I realized I was going to end up without a profession because I couldn't pay for the bigger fees for the courses that I wanted. So teaching was the cheapest that I can afford, that I had to go there. But literally, I never wanted to be a teacher. You know why? Because I saw teachers struggling. I saw teachers having to work hard, double shifts. And nobody is recognizing the work that they are doing.
Yeah.
But the only thing that can be visible is when a teacher has done something wrong, then it will be up in the papers.
Yeah.
And everybody will be reading about how bad teachers are, how bad teachers are doing that, how bad are, and all those things. So I never wanted to be one until I experienced it myself.
That is so true. Our teachers really don't get paid well. And you're right, the only time we hear about teachers is when there's bad news in the press or in the newspapers. So the fact that the Global Teacher Prize is acknowledging and celebrating your work and other teachers like you all over the world, it's inspiring, and it should be inspiring to the next generation of teachers that want to do what you do and help change lives.
That is true.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it's a major congratulations. Top 10 is a big deal.
Thank you, Kim. Okay, thank you so much. And, I wonder if you would want me to ask you some few questions from my side as well.
Sure, go for it.
Thank you. Yeah. Now, I want to know, since you arrived in South Africa, you have such a meteoric rise to becoming Forbes 30, under 30, and so much more. What has been your proudest moment as well?
Mokhudu, so I came from Zimbabwe. When I was 18, I moved to South Africa. My whole family stayed in Zim. So I immigrated in order to get an education. I came here to get my honors degree in social work and psychology. So like you, I'm a lover of people, and especially children. And after I graduated, I took a gap year to become a model and try get into the industry. And during that year, it was really, really tough financially. And I had to move into a share house with 9 other immigrants from DRC, from Nigeria. All of us were trying to make a life in this new country. And I really struggled. I mean, there was a point I couldn't afford food, you know? And fast forward a few years, after a lot of hard work and dedication, I was announced to be one of the top 30 under 30 on the Forbes list. And that's a very big deal because globally, Forbes is acknowledged as the top business recognizing organization. So anything related to Forbes sounds fancy, no matter where in the world you are. And for Forbes to recognize me and the work that I had done really cemented in my parents' mind that I was doing something worthwhile. So probably that was the biggest moment.
Wow, you're so brave. You're so brave. And something in me is just melting about how you have gone through. To me, I think you are self-made. You have become who you are because you have worked for it. Thank you for that.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You have been thank you. You have been such a huge supporter of the Global Teacher Prize and the teaching profession. Thank you for that. Once more, why do you think it is important to celebrate teachers?
Mokhudu, while I was studying at the University of Stellenbosch as a social work student, I worked for the Department of Education for a semester. And there I was a social worker working in the more challenging communities in the Western Cape. And there I really saw what South African teachers go through and how much support they really need. And as a social worker, they teach you to look after children and counsel children that have been abused, that come from really bad households, children that are not inspired to learn, children that have been, bullied really badly.
Another question for you. I'm sure the pandemic must have impacted your life and work as well, as we spoke about earlier. So if I can ask, what has this pandemic taught you?
This pandemic has taught me the power of collaboration. For the first time ever, the whole entertainment industry shut down. So there were no festivals, there was no gigs, there was no emceeing, there was no travel, nothing. But what all of us did have was a smartphone and an internet connection. And because of that, we were able to shoot our own shows, reach out to collaborators and content creators all around the world, and be able to bring our talent together in order to create content that is inspiring and entertaining. And so for the first time, I think in history, people from all over the world were forced to collaborate, which is amazing. So I found myself reaching out to people in New York and in London and Zimbabwe and around South Africa in order to put together a show that's completely online. And yeah, I think that was very inspiring. I think the whole world was like, okay, life as we know it is over. It will never, ever be the same again. But how can we shake it off and keep going forward? And I think that's the power of the human race, Nothing can ever hold us down completely because we are driven to keep pushing forward.
Wonderful. Now, the 21st century skills were just in practice. You need to collaborate, you need to be creative, you need to solve problems. So, yeah, that's wonderful. You are such an influence, a powerful influencer for young people. What is your positive message for young people all over the world today?
My positive message to young people all over the world is find whatever makes you special and unique and nurture it. Do what you need to do to become the best at whatever makes you happy. So if it's riding a bicycle and becoming the best at that, if it's being a tradesman and becoming the best at that, if it's wanting to be an actress, whatever you want to do that you find that you're passionate about, become the best at it. The very best people in the world, the most successful, the richest, they didn't figure out what they love to do and sit at home and wait for someone to hand them the opportunity. They learned every skill that they needed to learn in order to be the best at what they did, and they chased after it relentlessly. No matter how many people told them, you cannot do it, you will fail. They didn't take no for an answer. And I think that's why you yourself have been so successful. That's why we're recognizing you. You come from a really, really difficult background. You had to walk to school every day. You had no school shoes. You didn't even have a backpack. You became a teenage mother. Life threw at you all of these challenges, and you were like, this is not going to stop me. I'm still going to be the best me I can be. And so I think that's my greatest piece of advice. Don't chase money and wealth and fame. Chase what makes you happy and what you're passionate about, and you will be happy.
That's great. I'm inspired.
I'm inspired by you. Your life story is amazing. Honestly, it's amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kim. It was nice having you. Yeah.
Oh, Mokhudu, thank you so much for this chat. You've inspired me to go through my week and absolutely conquer anything that life throws at me. And congratulations again on this nomination. Top 10 out of 12,000 teachers all around the world. I hope you recognize what a big deal this is. It's a big, big deal.
So true. I'm really grateful to the organizers of Out of Words, but what I can say to them is that God continue to bless you and give you more wisdom.
Amen. And same to you, Mokhudu. God bless you and everything that you're doing and all the lives that you're touching. Thank you for being you.
Thank you.